Hi there guys, it's Ross at FoodTravelMusicLove.com. Inspiration from the heart. This is one of our visual Tripadvisor reviews. We're at the Corner Lodge, Pattaya 10, Pattaya, Thailand. This is one of our new regular videos that we do now. TripAdvisor reviews for hotels, tourist attractions, bars, restaurants, anything in the tourism or leisure industry. If you want anything like this, please do get in touch with me. I'll come and visit your premises and do something like this for you. It's a beautiful sunny day. Sun's still shining through, hence the sunnies. No hat this time. Let's crack on with location and access. This hotel is located on Pattaya 10, which is just off the main South Pattaya Road, Pattaya Thai, and we're about 20 minutes walk or so from Soi Buakhao. It depends how quick you walk. 20 minutes walk from Soi Buakhao, 25-30 minutes walk from Walking Street, roughly 10 minutes or so from the Big C, which is right at the top of the main Pattaya Road, the South Pattaya Road. There's a Big C sign there, Big C shopping mall. We're about 10 minutes walk from there. We're around 3 or 4 minutes walk from the Grass Condo, which is a place that I stayed at before. If you've watched any of my regular videos here in Thailand, you'll find that most of the bike riders, if you get the like the old motorbike taxis here, most of the bike riders know where this is, Corner Lodge. If you say Corner Lodge, Pattaya 10, they've understood me and know where we're going, which is good. That's quite handy. Otherwise, if you're using Bolt, etc., then it shows up on there anyway. You can just pin drop and get here, no problem. Get into town from here, no problem. Same for any food deliveries. Unfortunately, at the time of filming, Food Panda has now gone all over this part of Thailand, or all of Thailand, I believe. No! So I've had to turn to Grab for that. Bit of a segue there, but I used to love Food Panda for my deliveries here in the evening. No more Food Panda. However, Grab, Bolt, that sort of service, they know where this place is. You have got an on-site car park here. Looks like there's space on-site for possibly 15, 20 cars maybe maximum, plus a few bikes as well. It's not the biggest hotel, so I think that's probably fine. I imagine most people staying here tend to make their own way here via public transport, via taxis, etc., rather than parking. However, there is a car park here. I believe there are 7 floors here. There are lifts to all floors. There's 5 floors worth of hotel rooms, plus there's the floor where you've got the leisure facilities, and then the floor with the reception. There might be other little rooms off those floors as well. Somebody can let me know in the comments. You have got bike stands within about a few minutes walk. Lots of little bike stands if you prefer to get little motorbike taxis around. Otherwise, as I've said, Bolt drivers do know where they're going or where they're picking up from, so that's not a problem as well. But there's a few bike stands locally. You are surrounded here by little restaurants, little mini marts. There's 2 7-Elevens within 5 minutes one way, another 7-Eleven, 2 7-Elevens, I think actually 5 minutes the other way. Lots of little restaurants, street food vendors, all in this area here. So if you ever read any reviews saying that there's nothing in the area, I mean, I haven't found that anywhere, certainly in Pattaya, Jomtien, where I've been, that there's anywhere where there's nothing in the area. So that's one of the most nonsense statements I've ever heard anyone say. As well as the lifts that are here on site in the hotel, there are little ramps to get up into the car park from the road, so it's quite mobility friendly here, which is handy. Not that the rest of Pattaya particularly is, so I don't know how you're getting around there. Let's move on to the facilities. There's Wi-Fi throughout the whole hotel. It's a good Wi-Fi. I found that if you connect, it just keeps reconnecting wherever you are. Even in the lift, you've got a slight bit of Wi-Fi. In the lobby areas, some of the places I've been in, you have to be in the room or in the reception to get Wi-Fi. Now, I don't know why you particularly need Wi-Fi as you're walking around the hotel, but that's just good to know that you've got that if you're waiting for messages, etc. Sat around the pool, sat in the gym area, you have got Wi-Fi there. I've mentioned already that there are lifts at all floors. Second floor here is where you'll find your swimming pool area. Really nice little swimming pool, kind of outdoor and indoor pool. Open air, I suppose is how you'd say it. Open air, 7 or 8 sun loungers there. I'm not sure how much sun those sun loungers get, but it's nice to relax anyway, just to unwind after you've had a dip in the pool. Really nice swimming pool. Now the gym, on the first day I used it, I was disappointed. I must admit, I was disappointed with the gym. Then I started to embrace it a little bit. By day 2 or 3, it's one of the nicest gyms I've actually used here. Really small, really compact. I've never had anyone else in there with me. I mean, there wouldn't be much room to have anyone else in there with you. It's got a really nice little setup in there, a couple of little running machines, treadmills if you like. It's got a bench and some good heavy weights that you can use on the bench area. There's only 2 sets of dumbbells, otherwise you've got the barbell. It's a gym in a hotel. I've not found many good quality gyms in all the work and travel that we do within hotel complexes, especially small ones like this. So I've actually found it really nice. It's really quite pleasant. There's never been anyone else in there with me, as I've said. You've got an aircon unit in there, which you definitely need. It's very warm. So you've got an aircon unit in there. You have to put your key in, and then that gets everything fired up. That's absolutely fine. I've got no problem with that. Look after the environment, look after running costs. Why not? So pop that in there, do your warm up while it's cooling down. Ironically, you're warming up while it's cooling down. You've got a telly in there where you can put on YouTube, put on whatever music you want, stick on Netflix, sign in. You can do all of that while you're working out in the gym as well. Really nice touch from the Corner Lodge. You've got little seating areas as well around the hotel. There's one near the reception, a little seating area just outside. There's also a seating area on floor 2 where you've got the gym and the swimming pool. I've seen a few people just sitting out there. There's a little area around to the side of the swimming pool as well. Just nice little areas where you can sit, have a beer, have a coffee, have a natter, look on your phone, or just chill out and look at Pattaya. Down in the reception area, which appears to be 24 hours a day reception, you'd expect that with most of these hotels. For security, if nothing else, just to make sure what's going on, who's coming in and out. It's actually quite an easy-going, chilled-out, relaxed, free-flow hotel, really. There's just one lift right in front of reception. I'm not sure about guest-friendly situations. That's not something I'm involved with, and I do when I come here. But as far as I know, if you booked a room for 2, you can bring back whoever you like. It's a room for 2. That's fine. I've not seen anything otherwise to say anything about that. Nice little seating area near to the reception. You can apparently get tea and coffee free there. Help yourself to tea and coffee 24 hours a day. Again, nice little touch. You've got tea and coffee making facilities in your room, but it's nice to actually have a little bit of that down there as well in case you want to sit down and just see the world going by in Pattaya. That's one of the big things I like to do, people watch to see what's going on, and you can do that a little bit better when you're down there at the reception, seeing what's going on the surrounding roads. There is also a fridge there with nice cool beers, soft drinks, actually quite reasonably priced for a hotel. Really reasonably priced drinks there. There are little mini mart 7-Elevens locally as well where they'll be a little bit cheaper, but it's quite handy to know that if you want to just come in, fancy a really cold drink, you've got nothing in your fridge, pop down there, pay the reception, job done. Quite unique as well. There's a little library area there where you can just borrow books, take them away, bring them back when you want. I'm guessing if you've got books here that you've already read as well that you brought away with you, you can leave them there for other guests. That's maybe how it started. Just down the road from here as well, actually, you've got Canterbury Tales Bookshop, which is only a 3 or 4 minute walk from this property. It's quite famous here, I think, in Pattaya. It's been here 20 odd years, I believe, might be more than that now. And I went in there the other day, and it's again, a unique setup there. So a bit of a segue from what I was saying there, but nice that that's just down the road. Lots of English written books, so they're Thai run in there by the looks of it. But I think that's got a little coffee bar area as well, very pleasant. And the books are about 3 or 4 quid. They're second-hand books, but the idea is you take them and then you take them, read them, take them back, and then you get 50% trading. So it's a nice little kind of circle there. There's no aircon anywhere else within the hotel aside from the gym, as far as I've seen. I haven't been into anyone else's rooms or any other areas other than public areas. There's no aircon down in the lobby area, down in the little seating area. It's sort of, sometimes the doors are open and it's kind of quite open air, but that's fine. It's only small anyway, so there's no aircon in those areas, but you have got very good aircon in the rooms. There's no on-site laundry service here. That's something I kind of relied on a little bit at a couple of other premises that I've stayed at here, only because they were quite cheap and it was quite handy. You could just go downstairs, get your washing done, really nice smelling, clean clothes afterwards, because you really need to wash your clothes after wearing them once over here in this heat. Having said that, there are some self-service laundrettes just down the road, really, again within 3 or 4 minutes. What I've found I'm doing as well, little tip for you, I've just got some washing powder, whack it in the sink, pop the kettle on, put that in there, leave it to soak. I'm not going to be on here teaching you how to wash clothes. I'll let you work that out yourselves. Let's move on to the rooms. As you can see, the bedrooms here are quite deceivingly spacious. I saw some photos first and I wasn't sure quite how that was going to pan out when you actually get there, because you never know where the photos are conveniently taken at certain angles, etc. Well, that's why I try and do these visual kind of presentations, just to show you exactly how it is. And you can see there's a good amount of room in the bedroom. That's quite handy if you want to have a little dance in the middle of the night or something. I'll leave that up to you. But nice areas here where you can just stick your luggage away, right next down to the door if you like, next to the front door, put your luggage, because it's things like that that get a little bit frustrating when you're staying somewhere. Where do you put your suitcases? You know, where do you put things like that? So suitcases and that can go down in the kind of entrance area. Then you've got like a desk area where you can do some work, where you can do some reading, where you can eat your food. That's quite handy. Little desk area, little lower desk area there where you can see where you've got your tea and coffee making facilities. So you've got a kettle, and they do top up the coffee each day. I believe there's tea as well in there. I don't drink tea, so I've never even checked. So there's coffee, sugar, stirrers. You have got 2 large plates, 2 small plates, 2 bowls, and 2 forks and 2 spoons as well. Very detailed. I like to do it this way because some people think, are you going to get certain things at a hotel? That's the idea of us doing it like this, so I do hope these sort of things aren't too boring for you. It's nice to know exactly what you're going to get when you arrive at the point of filming, as I'm sure you'll understand. The furniture's pretty basic. Some little bits look like they're quite old, etc., but they're perfectly usable, perfectly functional. Everything's where it needs to be, where it should be. It all makes sense. The layout to me, absolutely fine. I've stayed in rooms where the TV's in a really random place before. The TV here is kind of right next to the desk, right opposite the bed, just where you want to be. You want to chill out in bed, watch your TV, you want to eat your dinner, watch your TV, perfect. If you don't want to watch TV at all, just turn it off. All the rooms appear to come with a balcony, which has your kind of your aircon extractor unit just outside. There's some areas to dry your clothes if you're going to do your own washing here and hang your clothes up, even if you're just letting the sweat dry. Nice. We've got a table and chairs out there, little smoking area, quite small but quite pleasant. Some of the rooms on the higher ground have nice city views as well over at Pattaya, so I'll come on to that little bit in a little while. What I do like in here, you have got 1 aircon unit. Some hotel rooms I've stayed in have got 2. However, you've got 1 aircon unit. Goes down to 18 degrees, which I think is fine. Some go down to 16. It may go down lower. I couldn't work out how to turn it down any lower. I got used to that. It's been absolutely fine. If anything, it's got too cold. Some people like it to have it a bit warmer than that. But you have got the aircon unit, and you've got a separate fan as well, which is right over the bed. And actually, sometimes the fan blowing that aircon around makes it really, really nice and cool. Some people may just prefer the fan, so that's quite a nice little touch, that, having aircon and a fan. You don't tend to get that in most of these rooms. It's either or, and in some of the cheaper ones, it would just be a fan. That would be a little bit too much for me, just to have the fan. I need some aircon. It's a really good quality aircon unit. No sort of water dripping, it's not too noisy, absolutely fine. These are fully serviced rooms in terms of cleaning. You do get a couple of sets of towels, a couple of sets of hand towels. The cleaner will come in and do your washing up as well. Just leave it next to the sink. That's really good. It means you haven't got to go out and get your own bits and pieces like that. So they'll wash up your bowls and plates for you. They'll take the bins away, clean up the floor, make the bed, do all the usual bits and pieces, clean out the ashtray. You get 2 bottles of water a day as well. Really nice, good, fresh water. That's good. Mineral water, obviously. So they come, they leave them in the fridge for you as well. So that's another good touch as well. They stick them straight in the fridge. So as if you've been out for a walk while they're doing what they're doing, while they're sweating and they're working, you're out sweating, walking, or whatever, and drinking beer. When you come in, you've got a nice couple of cold bottles of water in the fridge. Nice touch. It's a really big bed. Nice big pillows as well. I personally have had the best night's sleep while I've been here, staying here, compared to the other couple of hotels I've stayed in when I've been in Pattaya. I think it's also because it's off the main road areas. Even in Songkran, which has only been recently when I've been here, and that was something else, another story altogether, which I'm not a fan of, so it's nothing too interested in anything going on there. I'm not a big fan of the Songkran festival. I absolutely respect it, I just don't want to get soaking wet. even at the noisiest times then, because this is really the city that never sleeps. It's the new one for me. Forget New York, Pattaya, it's up there with the city that never sleeps. It's madness. That's absolutely fine. So the beds are really, really comfy, and I've had a really good night's sleep. So must have really good double panelled doors here. Lock the door, close the door. I can't hear a thing outside at the moment. Normally you're hearing hooting, beeping, ice cream bells and everything, all sorts of stuff. All the noises that I love when I'm out, you can't hear when you're in, so it's win-win. The shots that I've done of the room, I've tried to show with my things still on the shelves, etc., so as you can actually see it as a stayed-in room. Obviously, hopefully you can see it's nice and clean and tidy. The cleaners do a lot of that. That's not just down to me. But it's nice to see where you can put bits and pieces. Some of the other hotels, again, I've been in, the storage isn't fantastic. They try and be a bit minimalistic with it, which is okay for some, but you don't really get the storage, and that's a downside of having a minimalistic room. Here you have got some coat hangers, so you can put up your shirts, etc. As you can see, I haven't done that myself. I've kept them all folded up. However, still you have got that area to do that. You've got good shelving units, even for your food and drink above the microwave. If you've got bits like that you want to store, that's good. There's cupboards, there's drawers, all the things that sound really boring, but when you turn up somewhere like that, I find, where am I going to put all of this stuff? You end up literally living out of your suitcase. And if you're staying somewhere for 2 or 3 weeks, you don't want to just live out of a suitcase. You want to try and make it a home from home. Corner Lodge allows you to do that. You've got a really large fridge, which is on 24 hours a day. That's not obviously something that goes off when you leave your room. It is one of those setups where you have to put your key in to get everything fired up. So again, energy saving, cost saving, don't have anything against that. They have cottoned on to the thing of taking the key off the key ring, so you can't, unless you find a way around that and cut it all open, you can't take the key off the key ring, so I will just advise you of that. Obviously some people will just keep the thing in the door and then go off with the key. I mean, I've tried to do that, which is what I found out. You have got a safe in your room as well, which is free to use. Some hotels charge you a certain amount to use a safe, or you have to use a safe down at the reception. No, it's got a good quality, large safe. It's the largest safe that I've used actually. It's almost like a bank vault. I've mentioned the Wi-Fi in the public areas. The Wi-Fi in the room is absolutely fantastic. Once or twice it's dropped out for some reason at about midnight, 1 in the morning. It could be to do with storms, etc. There has been a couple of storms here, so I understand that's going to knock things out like that. I brought a Fire Stick with me so as I can get access to Netflix, etc. You'll see I've tried to get a little shot there. If you're bringing an HDMI stick, Fire Stick, etc., it just about fits in the back of the telly, so you should be fine. You've got ample plug sockets here as well. That's something that I wanted to highlight. You've got about 4 or 5 separate double plug sockets here, so as long as you bring your adapters, that sort of thing is fine. Again, you find that with some more modern rooms, you just get maybe 2 little USB sticks. You don't even get the old-fashioned plug, and a lot of things still have plugs. I mean, we're 2025, we're not in 2050. Well, you might be watching it in 2050. Finally in the room, the bathroom area. I'm going to say bathroom, it sounds posher. It's a shower. Nice big shower area actually, shower cubicle. That's really nice. You're not all cramped in there like you're in some caravan. It's a nice big shower, good power shower as well. Nice and hot, despite the fact that it's a hot country. I do like to have a hot shower as well. Helps me out, and you can have it cold, hot, whatever you want. It's got a shower. Nice, clean modern facilities in there. Good open area, and you have got a little area there. I like to do all of this sort of thing where you just show where you can put your little toiletry bag. Again, because you turn up somewhere, where am I going to put this? It's just going to go on the floor. No, you've got a little area to put that. Little things like that, I find, are the little touches that make a decision as to whether you stay somewhere or not. I'm not saying I stayed here just because I can put my toiletry bag there, but you get the meaning. We'd normally move on to food and drink at this point. I'm not going to do a section on that because, as far as I know, there's no kitchen facility here, there's no on-site restaurant. However, I have said there's literally right opposite, you've got and food and drinks, really good quality food there. There's 3 or 4 main big Thai restaurants just opposite, surrounding. You've got craft beer, 2 or 3 minutes, well literally 1 minute, it's almost next door I think, which is like a cannabis coffee shop I believe, and a restaurant, all of that sort of thing. So you've got plenty of food around. The drivers, if you're ordering food in, they know where they're going if you come here, so that's absolutely fine. You have also got a few little snacks, etc., just being served down at the reception desk. They've got a few little local Thai snacks, etc., served there. Little touches, again, make all the difference. Going to move on to a few hints and tips. My personal advice would be to request a room if you can on the 6th or 7th floor, and ideally city facing. I haven't seen the rooms the other side. I'm sure they're very nice. You're just looking up towards the big sea, I believe, and kind of the other end, basically up towards the dark side. Nothing wrong with that, but I really like the view. I think, as you can see here, it's quite nice. I'm on the 6th floor. If you're on the 7th, you probably just get above these trees. It's quite haunting, actually. It's quite majestic and haunting, the outside view of these trees all just blowing in the wind. I've said, to a couple of people here that it looks a little bit like something out of Harry Potter. I mean, maybe I've just been watching too much Harry Potter with my daughter lately, and it's just a few trees. But that's just my little magical mind working. So at night, you can see all the lights of nightlife Pattaya, buzzing Pattaya going on in the background. So 6th or 7th floor, if you fancy a decent view. Despite the fact that cannabis, marijuana is legal to smoke here now, in private areas, I don't believe it's okay to smoke out in public, although everyone seems to. This hotel does seem to have a policy of no cannabis. There's signs up there, so obviously it's up to you if you respect that or not. If you're out on the balcony and you've closed your door, you're out on the balcony, you've closed your door. I'll leave that with you. You do have to pay a 500 baht deposit once you check in. Just bear that in mind, because a lot of us, certainly carrying from the UK for example, just carry cash when we're here. I mean, I don't tend to use my card, etc., and I tend to get cash out once I get into the city. So try and keep some over from your last trip, or make sure you bring out enough to cover your taxi and to cover the deposit. Hopefully that helps you out. 500 baht, obviously refundable when you check out, as long as everything's alright and you haven't smashed up the room or anything. I mean, 500 baht would be a good deal for that if you have done that. So 500 baht, you just need that when you check in. They do also take a copy of your passport as well. It's just a copy, you don't have to leave your passport there. I'm never a fan of that. I think I've had to do that once before, and I'm like, no, I want my passport. So they just take a copy of your passport, very standard. Before we move on to the official rating, I always do a little section on value for money. This is worked out here in UK prices. That's how I always do it, just to compare. In UK prices, it's worked out £18.50 a night. £18.50 a night, £390 for 21 night stay. Value for money for me, I think, is absolutely fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. Now, that won't mean much to you unless you're comparing to other hotels in this area, because obviously you may think that it's just a cheap area to stay anyway if you haven't been to Thailand before. I can say, based on other hotels that I've stayed at, that is really good value for money. It's in the lower budget area. There are higher priced hotels, and that's why I'm saying it is a good value for money hotel. A couple of the other ones that I've stayed at before or worked at before, they've increased their prices quite a lot where they've refurbished their rooms. Absolutely got no problem with that whatsoever. That's why I thought, check out somewhere different. And for what they offer here, I think it's really good value for money. £18 a night. If you want to then directly compare to, say, the UK, I mean, let's face it, even a Travelodge on the best deal, you're not even getting a Travelodge for 25 quid. An aircon room, city views, cleaning service, brilliant. Moving on to the official rating. Weighing everything up is always really hard, doing this seriously, sensibly, conscientiously, without being too overzealous, without being too kind of either pessimistic or too over glamorous with the descriptions, etc. I can only go based on my profession and the other hotels that I've seen. This absolutely has to get an official FoodTravelMusicLove.com official rating of 10 out of 10. Absolutely has to. Well done, Caller Lodge. That is equivalent to the Tripadvisor 5 out of 5 rating. Brilliant, absolutely fantastic. I hope you've enjoyed that, guys. I hope that's helped you out. If you've got any questions at all, please do feel free to put them in the comments. I'll reply to anything. You'll see any of my other videos. I do try and do replies direct to questions. Please do get in contact if you like. Check out so many other videos that we're doing over in this area if you would like some other informal kind of guides to the areas and to the restaurants and to the food and to the attractions. That's kind of what we do when we're here. Please do get in touch. Hope you enjoyed again. Ross, FoodTravelMusicLove.com. Inspiration from the heart. Thank you.